Peace, peace, peace. What's good, fam? It's been a while since I've done a video on any format, and this will probably go on all my formats, including my YouTube page, which I have not um, posted anything in the recent past. It's been a while, but I wanted to talk, about this Tim Norman character and this Jay Morrison character. And I call them characters because it seems like they both kind of play characters that aren't really true. Now, Tim Norman is the 41-year-old man who is suspected of killing his nephew in 2016 for insurance money. He was a quote-unquote star of Sweetie Pies, which is a restaurant or series of restaurants, I believe, of soul food restaurants owned by Robbie Montgomery, who was a former Ikeette. That show ran, I believe it ran for 10 years on the OWN network and finally got taken off the air in 2018, from what I understand. Tim Montgomery was an individual who was the son of Robbie Montgomery. A very volatile kind of character in the reality series, and he's accused of killing his nephew for insurance money, which is a long story. He also served 10 years in prison from 17 to 27, and I'll get back to that in a moment. Also want to talk just briefly about Jay Morrison, which is another individual who is quote-unquote a real estate mogul, tycoon, whatever he calls himself that's related to real estate. He also is the owner of TREF, the Tulsa Real Estate Fund, Investment Fund, or TREF, the Tulsa Real Estate Fund, which is a fund that's under a lot of scrutiny right now because somewhere along the line, I believe people thought that they were supposed to get an 8% return on their investment. $500 gets you in the door. It's a publicly traded fund on the stock exchange, from what I understand. And a lot of people, it's an underperforming fund on the stock exchange, but it is more of a crowdsourcing venture than investment, and it's underperforming. People didn't get their 8%, and I'm not exactly sure where that came from, but it's not performing, and so people want their money back. And Jay Morrison is this quote-unquote black power guy that talks about real estate and financial literacy and all the rest of that, but now he's also he's a 3-time felon as well, served time in prison. And my question is why I bring both of these individuals up. Their relationship is that they were both in prison, and I'm wondering, the way that they presented themselves as reformed or rehabilitated, and particularly in Jay Morrison's case, but now he's accused of stealing this money or, misleading people and getting money for it. There's also another couple other people that are, accused of taking people's money, but they're not really relevant to this, so I won't go into them this time. But I guess my question is, or my concern is, or what hurts me is, black men that come out of prison, are they really, what is the rehabilitation process like? Like, you go, you spend you serve your time, but do you come out of jail and you just start scheming folks and doing some of the same things that got you in jail from the beginning, or worse in Tim Montgomery's case, because he was sentenced to jail for armed robbery when he was 17. Jay Morrison was like drugs. But, it's really concerning to me because on the one hand, Tim Montgomery was given so many chances by his mother, and he managed several of the restaurants. He was making some money, but then he got in over his head, and he got in over his head with debt and trying to open too many restaurants, not managing them right. And eventually it's alleged that he went to, get a policy on his nephew and had him killed in 2016, allegedly. And the thing is, the bad part is he never even got the money, you know. So that's one thing. So same thing with Jay Morrison. He went to jail for selling drugs, 3-time felon, and now he's accused of stealing money and bilking people out of money from the Tulsa Real Estate Fund to other ventures. And it just really concerns me, and I think about it a lot. I watch the videos, I comment a lot on the videos that they put out, and it makes me wonder, like, if black men, there's so many of us in prison, if we can't come out and be rehabilitated, if we aren't really truly rehabilitated, like, what is the hope for our men? We have so many that are in prison or that have come out. And I think that there has to be a process of rehabilitation that talks about character development, that has to include character development, morals and values, and some things you just don't do. You don't steal from your own people. You don't steal from anybody. But you particularly don't steal from your own community. You don't kill people in your own community. You certainly don't kill people in your own family. And I think in both of these cases, when cameras are in front of you and the money looks good and you want to get more money, the greed factor kicks in, and you try to start doing too much. And unfortunately, the long and short is, it just really concerns me. It saddens me that these are just two examples of two individuals coming out of prison. But I wonder, with so many of our men and young men coming out of prison, like, are they really being rehabilitated? And if they're not really being rehabilitated, they'll just come out of prison and wreak more havoc on our community. And these are some things that we need to really think about, as we try to prevent our young people from coming out of prison, that we include things like relationship literacy, interpersonal skills, developing character and character development, and other things. Because we don't want our young men and women coming out of prison, just learning things in prison, coming out and doing some of the negative things that they learn in prison and taking it out on our community. So these are some things that maybe I'll do a part 2 about, but they really concern me. And I think that it all comes back to education and our people having control over the educational system and how we can prevent or develop our young people so they don't go into prison in the first place. And certainly if they do go into prison, that we have some real kind of power and curriculum and other things that helps to develop our young people so they don't come out and committing the same crimes or worse crimes. So this is something that really concerns me, and I would like to talk about, and, feel free to comment. Let me know what you think. I know it might seem like a kind of like, how do you compare somebody's accused of killing people to somebody stealing money, but, or having someone killed and stealing people's money, but it's the same kind of dynamic, crimes against our own community. So leave me some feedback. I'll get this up on YouTube as well, and let me know what you think. I like to develop some solutions. I'm kind of in the industry of and into the mindset of developing our young men and young women. Okay, hope you guys are having a good day. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.